What if I told you that AQ40 is very likely to get the chippity choppity? I waited a little to say this because it was one of the possibilities, we knew that, but I think it is pretty much set at this point, it is pretty much understood at this point, that because of the schedule this year, AQ40 will be severely shortened. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta click on this flower and then I can tell you about it. Okay, I got it, thank God. Very well, the reason I can tell you this is because we know how Blizzard behaves now. We got several examples and basically the concept is very simple. There is way too many versions of Classic WoW and Blizzard has a version that is on the half-life, you know, of the launch. It is just the way it works. At the launch, everybody's playing at the same time and then people slowly drop off and there is nothing you can do about it. That's the natural progression of any expansion. Successful or unsuccessful, they start strong and then they slowly dip down. Now, we are well over the half of vanilla. We are over CG, we got AQ and we got Nax. And that's it. But we also got this. Pandaria is coming on July 21st. I am recording this video on June 10th. So that means it is coming out in a month. Blizzard will never allow Pandaria, a much more profitable expansion. They got the cash shop, they got the mounts, they got the token to compete with a new raiding anniversary where all they get is the sub. That is just business sense. I know it sucks, but it is the way it is. But if we look at the AQ timeline, they got the war effort, which there will be a 2-week period and then after that it's gonna open no matter what. That's pretty much my understanding of what they are gonna do now. It's been a thing in Sol 2, I guess, for the low population servers. So they got it on a hard timer. In the best case scenario, if they were to drop the war effort before Pandaria launch, AQ would come out within 2 weeks of Pandaria. AQ is a demanding raid. You gotta farm your scenario reputation if you want that stupid trinket. Progression will be rough. I know we are in a privileged position. We got like a several rank 14 warriors and it's probably not gonna be a huge deal for us. But even then, there is a big gold commitment. And on top of that, when AQ comes out, you go from raiding Blackwing Lair and Molten Core in a like an hour and a half, 2 hours, into probably a 2-night raiding schedule. You gotta do 3 raids every week, plus CG, I guess, plus AQ20 for the Heroic Strike book and stuff. So what that means is that AQ40, whether you love it or you hate it, will consume a lot of time. Most people will not be able to do AQ progression, early AQ, and Pandaria at the same time. So Blizzard will never in a million years allow AQ to drop with Pandaria. They know that. 2 weeks is not enough of a gap. And we have run the clock and it is officially way too late to drop AQ. We would know by now. Also, that's another thing, right? We would already know about it. The announcement is probably gonna come out a week after MOP drops, when the attention can leave MOP. They want everybody thinking about MOP right now. If we go back to Sol, when Cataclysm was coming out, they were more than happy to destroy Sol with phase 3 for like a 2.5 month phase, which obliterated Sol. I think it was 3.5 months. It destroyed, it decimated the Sol population and they were happy to do it because Cataclysm makes more money. So if destroying Sol for some Cataclysm more players was worth it, I can assure you they will be happy to destroy Anniversary for it. But on the other side, I think this is one of those rare scenarios that if they play it right, and I really hope they do, both MOP and Anniversary could benefit from this. Let's refer back to the population. This might shock you actually. Anniversary grew in population last week. We are up all the way to 96k. You can see we retained the peak population pretty well. It peaked at 103, so we only lost 7,000 people in like 2 months. That's very healthy. And I think one of the factors, yes, it is Solgorov. A lot of people that wouldn't raid, a lot of olds also that they are doing Solgorov every lockout because it is really easy and convenient and you get good gear. So a lot of people are doing Solgorov that otherwise wouldn't do Molten Core or Blackwing Lair. But also, once you do get your rank 14, for good or for worse, and I know I am still not happy about it, raiding becomes a lot easier, a lot more low commitment. We got double the DPS we need, every warrior is super tanky, everybody got a lot of HP, mechanics are not scary, trash is not scary, we are ripping buffs because we are like, what, 2 months into Blackwing Lair, so everybody got all their buffs the entire time. We know the mechanics, the raids are smooth, you know, we just go and clear it. From casual to hardcore raids, everybody now pretty much got it, and the raids are going off without a hitch. I think a lot of people are tempted to quit right now, but they look at the raid log and they go like, oh, it's only 2 hours a week, man. I might as well go raid. I don't want to stop raiding. I want to get my onslaught. I want to get a chance on the cloak in BWL or whatever. So because it is low maintenance, we are retaining population very well. When AQ comes, that will not be the case. All of a sudden, being extremely optimistic, your consumable costs are gonna go double. Why? Because you're gonna be raiding double the time almost. We are gonna be doing AQ on top of Blackwing Lair and Molten Core. And that is assuming that your progression goes very smoothly, because if you wipe, that's a lot of freaking money. If you take a long time to clear, that's a lot of money too, even if you don't wipe. When you're being careful the first couple of lockouts, that makes it slow. And on top of that, the time commitment will be a lot higher as well. We're gonna have to prepare, people are gonna have to get that frost oil and the frost dagger thingy and all that crap. And God forbid they make you do the Scarab Lord reputation grind for one of your members. I am doing that thing. Like, they made me do that, I quit. Like, no cap, I quit. But I think like the people in the middle, the people that are doing the current content, that are in super casual, because there is a very healthy player base in Solgorov right now that are enjoying life and just raiding whenever. And those people are also doing AQ. They will do AQ20, I mean, and they will also have a good time. But the people that are actually on a current content guild, a lot of people are not going to be able to support that. A lot of people are going to look at that on top of Pandaria coming out, and they will go, yeah, I think Anniversary is not worth my time anymore. I think I might come back in Nax. And that's what happens every vanilla server, by the way. I do not personally like AQ. If you like AQ, that is up to you. I don't mean to hate on AQ. I understand some people do enjoy AQ, and that's fine. But the sheer fact that you're gonna need more time and effort to just keep raiding in current content will get rid of a lot of people. It will just self-select a lot of people out of the game. I made a video comparing rank 14 gear to AQ gear, and I said it was 3.5% more damage. Dwarf Lord says it is 6.5% more damage. Fine. Will every single person out there go to AQ and spend double the money and spend double the time raiding to get 6.5% theoretical, because you still gotta get the drops, 6.5% more damage? And that's including the Heroic Strike book, right? Probably not. So I do expect after the first week or two of AQ, a lot of people will stop playing, they will stop raiding. Now this is when the Pandaria launch and everything lines up, where I think Blizzard could be betting on a very daring and a very clever move. Blizzard got the statistics, Blizzard got the data, they know people quit in AQ. If you like AQ, if you hate AQ, it doesn't matter. The truth of the matter is a significant amount of the player base doesn't stick to AQ every single time. A lot of those people do come back for Nax. So what if, because they are still going for that November-December TBC launch, what if Blizzard is looking at this timeline and they try to do this? Pick it up and go squeeze it together. AQ right on top of Nax. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months, I am not sure. Could that work? I see a lot of positives to this strategy if this is indeed the case. First of all, that will give Mob breathing room, and they want to give Mob breathing room. That's absolutely happening. I am sorry, guys. Mob is the priority for Blizzard. Even if you don't like Mob, that's just the case. But secondly, Naxxramas is a huge jump in damage. Naxxramas is objectively the best gear in the game. And it is actually a huge upgrade from rank 14 gear, even on AQ gear. And a lot of people, a lot of guilds even, can justify doing only Nax and having the guild do pogs for everything else, or like do an Ultron or a non-mandatory BWL AQ MC. And that will indeed, ironically, Naxxramas will drop the time commitment for raiding for a lot of people. That's probably not the case in my guild, but for the people sort of in the middle, it probably will. On top of that, the gear in Naxxramas is a lot more tempting. Everybody wants that Hungering Cold, everybody wants that Gresil, that Atiyesh, what have you. And while the gear in AQ is really good, rank 14 devalued it. Rank 14 made it feel a lot less enticing to the players. Gauntlets of Annihilation, maybe? I mean, I use edges anyway. The shoulders, the AQ shoulders, yeah. I don't think that's enough to pull people. I simply don't. But yes, given the dates we are given, and we know that Pandaria is a priority and they will never compete against Pandaria themselves, I think they got no choice but to make AQ40 a very short phase. And if we want Anniversary to survive, that may very well be the best thing they could possibly do. I don't know how many people will play Pandaria from the people that are currently playing Anniversary, but I assure you it is a significant amount of people. Will those people be able to play in Pandaria at a semi-decent rate and be able to raid in Anniversary at the same time? Currently, yes. A single night a week, some gold, easy content now because we got all the gear and we're like very well set up for it and everybody's like on a smooth guild and we got everything figured out. Yes, right now people can raid log into BWL and Molten Core maybe and do Pandaria. People got the time for that. If we add AQ into the mix, that will not be possible. So even if you got zero interest in playing Pandaria, which I completely understand, it's a different game, I think that if you care about Anniversary staying popular and strong and healthy, you got a really good incentive, a really good reason to want AQ be a shorter phase. And I think Blizzard somehow, miraculously, for once in their lives, are making a very clever choice here. But what do you say? Do you want to do AQ? Are you hyped for AQ? Wanna get 20 more attack power on your shoulders? One more heroic strike? Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching!